What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave, and I am joined by my good friend, my buddy, the mountain of muscle, the mythological man himself, the baseball bambino, the know-how of knowledge, the king of just baseball annuity. I don't know. I don't even know if that was a proper word.
I don't know.
It's Jeff the Huffman, everybody. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much. How was your first week in baseball?
Pretty good. And that's what we're here to talk about is baseball, because this is episode 3 of Touch 'Em All. I probably should have said it at the beginning, but that's okay. I do what I want when I wanna, because I'm a thug. Week 1 of the MLB season is in the books. I had a good time. Not too bad at all. It could have definitely been a lot worse. We played each other.
Could have been better. Could have been worse.
It could always be better, unless you're the
right. Unless you're the Tigers.
Yeah, or the other,
or the Royals.
Or the Royals. That's right. Other than that, so much for the Royals not being good again.
Right, and the Braves. So much for them being in the bottom of being in the cellar.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to get to. So let's go ahead and start right now. So join with us as we touch them all. So, Jeff, I got to ask you, man, this has been a pretty damn exciting week of Major League Baseball. The first week, everyone's getting crazy. A lot of things. It's hard to judge off the entire season just from the first week. But for you, what is your biggest team surprise after the first week in Major League Baseball?
Biggest team surprise? I have to say the Braves being 5-1.
Yeah.
I have to say that, yeah, because, once they dealt Kimbrel and Melvin Upton, not BJ Upton.
That's right, Melvin.
You thought they were just packing it in for this year. I know we're only 6 games in, but they're looking really good right now.
Yeah, they do.
The starting pitching has been really good.
Yeah.
And the bullpen hasn't faltered with once they dealt Kimbrel. So
well, yeah, Grilly he stepped up, man. Jason Grilly.
Yeah, I mean Grilly's he's an established closer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's no Craig Kimbrel, but he's a nice guy to fill in for him.
Absolutely. They finally lost the game yesterday.
Yes.
So now they're 5-1. They got a plus 16.
They gave up a hit to Bartolo Colon, an RBI signal to Bartolo.
Oh my God, it's terrible. But yeah, I would say that they are probably the most surprising team as far as good things. The Braves are playing really good baseball. They seem to just be buying in, doing things the right way, playing as a team, getting things together. That's what you got to do. It's not about big payrolls, and they're kind of showing that. And it's kind of nice. It's nice to see. They're playing really pretty baseball. If you're watching any of the games, they're playing really, really pretty baseball. And it's fun. Look, the Braves are just one of those teams when they're better, baseball seems better. I don't know why that is, but it just feels better when Atlanta has a good product. They don't have to be world beaters every year, but when they're better, baseball just seems a little bit, I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt you. No, I'm just saying the last couple of years they've been a team that's been striking out just at an ungodly, not as bad as the Houston Astros, but because I don't even know how many strikeouts they're up to now. Last I saw was at like 40 something. That was probably like 4 or 5 days in. Yeah.
Well,
but now they're not. Yeah, now they're not striking out as much. They're putting the ball in play.
Yeah.
And one guy specifically, Andrelton Simmons, who the last couple of years, he's obviously arguably the best defensive player in the game just because the plays he makes is ridiculous. It's not even funny.
Oh, it's insane. The range on that kid is unbelievable.
But, the last couple of years, he's just been trying to yank everything out of the ballpark, and now he's completely changed his approach, and he's just trying to put the ball in play, and things are going through.
It's like somebody taught him how to play slap baseball. He's throwing his bat at the ball, putting it in play, because he's got speed. He can run out a lot of things. He's not a burner, but he can move.
And he's a phenomenal athlete, and the home runs are going to come.
Yeah, sure.
I still believe he can hit around 15. And that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to do too much.
I think 15 might be a little optimistic because it's
10 to 15.
I think that's fair. 10, I'd say somewhere in the 10 to 12 range. 15 might be a little bit pushing because of his frame. He's pretty wiry. I know he's a good athlete, but he's rather wiry. So I don't know. 15 might be a little much, but look, it does. He doesn't need to hit 15 if he can get his
No,
average in the 295, 300 area, and just get on base a lot. And that's what he's
no.
doing.
I
Right
mean
now.
that's what you got Freddie Freeman for.
Yes, get on base to get knocked in by Freeman. That's exactly what you need to be trying to do.
That's what Hamilton's doing for Votto,
Yeah.
which
And,
we'll get to them. We'll get to them because
oh yeah, we're gonna get into
until they play the Cardinals. But
yeah. What's interesting is the additions to the Braves in that big deal that they made. I mean, they got Quentin, and they got some veteran. They got some veteran outfielders, and instead of what they had was talent, but not a lot of production. And now they kind of went the opposite way of it. I mean, look, I don't think anyone's going to say that Carlos Quentin is more talented than Justin Upton or that he's more talented than Jason Hayward, but he's more productive right now if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, you know what you're getting at the plate with him, and you'll live with what he can give you on defense.
Yeah. And he's a good locker room guy from what I've heard, and that's important to have veterans that kind of guide the young guys. So I think the Braves are on the right track. I don't know if they can sustain what they're doing, but certainly a good start to the year.
Yeah, definitely.
My surprise, and I'm going to stay within a division, it's the Washington Nationals. 2-4 to start the year. Abysmal. They look lost. They look lost in the field.
Their defense. Oh my God.
Yeah. They look lost at the plate. Nobody's hitting. And this pitching staff, this highly touted pitching staff that everybody thought was not going to surrender a friggin' run all season is just not getting the job done.
Well, Zimmerman did.
Yes,
Zimmerman.
He did. Okay, fair enough.
Zimmerman did, and Scherzer was really good opening day, and his defense died on him.
Yeah, it's crazy, but you're gonna try to expect a little bit more out of your top guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody's getting exactly lit up, but nobody is like Gio. If they could have squeezed a little bit more out of him in his start. Strasburg looks like he has no command right now, none.
Zimmerman's the best pitcher.
Yeah, well, I mean, Scherzer might punch you in the face for that.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, before Scherzer came in, Zimmerman was the best guy. I like Zimmerman more than Strasburg.
I do too. Strasburg's just mainly because he seems like a dick, and he doesn't seem like he's having fun. And that's a problem.
He's been babied the whole time since he's been in the Nationals organization.
Yeah. It's not good. He gives up a lot of hits most of the time, and now granted, in the past, I mean, strikeout pitchers are prone to do this sometimes, but they get themselves out of it because they're able to case so many people. Strasburg's not doing that right now. He looks lost up there. Now, granted, he's only had one start, 5 1/3. That's all he's pitched. That's not a huge sample size, but
right.
It's not time to freak the hell out on this pitching staff because obviously
we're 6 games in. 6 games in.
But the sample size that we have is worrisome at best. It's troubling. It's troubling. And this offense simply isn't getting it done. I mean, right now, just not getting it done. They're hitting 194 as a team right now. That ain't getting it done.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You're not going to be able to do it. You're not going anywhere. If your on base percentage as a team is 256.
Oh Lord!
You're in problem.
Oh my God!
You're in Troubleville. And they're striking out. They got 56 strikeouts already. Do a little math. That's almost 9 strikeouts a game. That is 9 strikeouts a game.
What are the Astros? I'll check. Let's see what the Astros.
9.2 strikeouts a game.
I'll see what the Astros are at because I know they've been Evan Gattis. Speaking of the Astros, starting out 0 for 23 and like 12 strikeouts. Oh my God!
Yeah, getting rid of Gattis was probably a good move by the Braves. I don't think anybody was really expecting him. Some people were, but a lot of advanced scouting on him was not good.
I was not sold on him whatsoever.
The Astros have 61 strikeouts, so not many more, just 5 more than the Nationals.
61 strikeouts and they're 6 games in, over 10 strikeouts a game. Jesus Christ.
That's not good. That's not good. So it's quite crazy. And you know what? Good for my Cubs. Only 46. That's good. All right. So, can things turn around? Obviously. So,
yeah, I mean the rotation for the Nationals is obviously, I believe it's going to be better. They're going to be getting Rendon back. That's the biggest one, and then they're going to get Denard Span and Jason Worth at some point. So I think they're okay.
Healthy. But
as long as they don't go 1-20.
Yes,
I think they'll be fine.
Yes. See, that's the thing. The rest of the team has got to keep them in it until that offense can get healthy, until their big guys can get back on the field. So, and that's going to fall on the pitching rotation. They're going to need to find a way to keep them in it. They don't have to, go on an amazing run, but they certainly cannot keep going at this rate. You can't win 2 out of every 6 games. That's not going to get the job done. So my question to you is, first, what did the Nationals have to do? Well, we just hit that. They got to get healthy.
We just said that. They got to get healthy, and offense has to make the trip north.
Yeah. There you go. That's about it on that. The Braves, what do they got to do to sustain their start?
I'm still not sold on their lineup, even though they've been putting up some runs. But their pitching, starting pitching.
Hold on. Sorry about that. I had a quick phone call because Lord knows I can't do a friggin' show without getting a phone call. My God. But Jeff, as you were saying, what do the Braves have to do to sustain their hot start?
Well, like I said, I'm not completely sold on their lineup. I'm okay with the little slap hitting and all that stuff, just getting people on base like they've been doing, putting the ball in play. And you look what the Royals did last year. They put the ball in play, and they had such a fast team that it worked out for them. Yeah. I don't know if that can work out so much for the Braves because they're obviously not as fast as the Royals. But you put the ball in play, good things can happen.
That's right.
And if the way their starting pitching's been going, I don't see why they couldn't hold on.
Sure.
But I don't look for it to.
No, I don't think anybody is.
I know Tehran was, or Teheran, however the fuck you say his name. Yeah. He looked great in the game against the, I believe it was the Mets they played.
In both games he was really good.
And Shelby Miller was, he was pretty good.
Pretty good. There's no question about that. But I think that there's a possibility of them sustaining, and if they get themselves in a position to make a big splash, the question is, do they do that? Do they try to hit the hot stove market, the trade market, and try to add to this team if they are in position, or do they continue to stay the course the way they have?
I believe what John Hart's been doing, I think he's going to stay the course because the big thing they've been talking about is 2017 for that new ballpark.
Yeah. But if we're mid-season and this is continued and they've got like a 9-10 game lead in the division, maybe you change your mind there. Maybe you go for it this season. But there's nothing to say that they can't continue that with the team they have. But you would have to figure, at least you have to think about making a move. We'll see what they do. It's going to be interesting. Intrigue. No question. There is some serious intrigue because of some of these starts. The last thing I want to talk about as far as surprises is the AL West.
Yeah, they all seem to have forgotten how to play baseball.
None of them wants to play. Nobody wants to play.
Except Mike Trout.
Except Mike Trout. That's true. Look, not one team in the division is above 500. You got the Mariners and Astros at 3-3. One was supposed to be really good. One was supposed to be really bad.
I think the Mariners will be.
I think the Mariners will be really good.
I think they have a better chance at winning this division than most people think.
Oh, the Mariners? The Mariners should absolutely run away with this division. I mean, not even a question. They should absolutely run away with this division.
Because the Angels, I mean, you look at their lineup, they don't, other than Trout, Pujols, and David Freese has been okay. Yeah. They don't have anything. I mean, Freese looks a lot better at the plate. He looks so much more comfortable. He's taking the ball the other way and driving the ball to center field.
Yep. And they're not winning in front of their home crowd either,
No, Mike Trout's going to be Mike Trout, and Pujols is going to be Pujols. So
yeah, but they need some people in front of them. They need somebody to get on base so these home runs stop being solo shots. They need to do something a little more substantial, and that takes people.
That's what the Reds are doing. I mean, you got those first three guys there who, I mean, they've carried the team these
They're
first
playing
couple
get
games.
them on, get them over, get them in. That's exactly what the Reds are doing. We'll talk about them in a moment. But
You got Billy Hamilton on base. You don't need anybody to get him over. He can just do it himself.
very true. But I mean, it's still
He's 7 for 7 in stolen bases already.
Billy. He's fast as hell. He might be the fastest kid I've ever seen on the diamond. I don't think I've ever seen anybody. Look, I know Ricky was amazing. I know Ricky Henderson is unbelievable, but I don't know if he was
being fast and being a good base stealer are two completely different things.
Very true. Why Ricky Henderson was so good is because he was so deceptive in his leads, and he was able to get jumps, and he was able to read the pitcher like no one I've ever seen.
Obviously he could move.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was fast.
Obviously.
But Hamilton, he's like, I ain't reading a motherfucking thing. I'm running, and I'm gonna race.
He got caught 23 times last year too.
Yeah.
And I think he's 7 for 7 this year, and I believe he's reading the pitchers a lot better now. He's 5 for 5 off Molina.
Yeah. Which is not easy to do. But here's the question about Molina: Has the weight loss hurt him? I mean, like.
The first couple games, he looked a little lost. He looked like he had a little bit of Pablo Sandoval syndrome, not being able to hit while skinny. But he's gotten a couple hits the last couple games, driving some runs in.
His defense seems off. He's not. I don't know. The Cubs stole a base on him, for Christ's sake.
No, he's blocking balls back there. He's still moving. He's getting to the balls a lot quicker. When he slides over, and just he hasn't caught anybody on the base paths yet, but two of them were Billy Hamilton, so I'm gonna let those slide. And he still almost nabbed him yesterday or the day before. I'm not worried about it.
Back to the AL West for a minute. We'll put this division to bed. Where do you look for from this division? I mean, is anybody going to step up besides the Mariners?
I'm still looking for the Mariners to run away with.
We're thinking Mariners, but I mean, is there anybody else? Can you see the Angels getting hot? Can you see Texas? Can Houston continue their decent start? I mean, hell, did you see that home run, the grand slam robbing
George Springer? Yes.
Made?
Yep.
That kid's a franchise-altering talent. He's that good.
Yeah, he is really good. But he plays in Houston, so nobody knows about him.
Very true. But you know what? I think they're going to start learning.
They strike out way too much.
They do.
You have Altuve and Springer.
Yeah. Yep. That's very true. It's very true. So we're looking for the Mariners to run away with this division at some point. Hopefully wake the hell up and start playing the way they're supposed to. Now, here is a little bit of a hindrance with that before we jump on our teams. Felix Hernandez was removed after 5 innings versus the A's with a tight quad. He seems to be okay, but the question is, since we're talking about the Mariners already, how cautious should the Mariners be with the King? And how disastrous?
A guy like Felix Hernandez, King Felix, this early in the year, you take every precaution.
Absolutely.
It's there.
How disastrous would it be to lose him for an extended period of time? Does this kill the season for the Mariners?
I don't know if it kills the season for them because I don't think this division is really that good, and I think their offense is good enough that they'll be okay. And I know Rodney gave up a 4-run lead yesterday, but I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be able to stay afloat even if Hernandez misses a start or two.
Yeah, I think a couple of the guys obviously need to step up. I'm looking at you, Robbie Cano. Let's see what you got to get your guys going. We'll see what happens with the Mariners. Staying in the division for one more little story. I had another story about the AL West. The Angels. We were talking about the Angels, nobody hitting. Well, they do have another hitter who's not on the field by the name of Josh Hamilton, who's not being punished by Major League Baseball. Yet we haven't seen him on the field yet for the Angels. The Angels seemingly are not happy about the fact that he's not getting punished. In fact, they're straight up questioning the intelligence of Major League Baseball for not punishing their player. So here's the question. Hamilton will be coming back to this team. is his performing, if he just comes in and performs, is that going to end the worries as C.J. Wilson has suggested?
I mean, winning can cure everything, and I don't know. I kind of look at this like an A-Rod situation. They don't want him back.
You think they're done with him?
I think they're done with him. He has been, ever since he signed that contract, he has been just flat out brutal.
Well, look.
He had 263 last year. I mean, that's not terrible. But...
No, he's not. Yeah, he's not hitting below the Mendoza line or anything like that. Let's keep that in perspective. But the problem is, they knew. Here's where I am. This is on the Angels. They knew who they were signing. They knew they were signing a high risk but very high ceiling guy. They knew that they were signing a dude who's had a lot of injury problems in his career and a hell of a lot of questions off the field. He is a drug addict, and I'm not saying that with any malice. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm simply stating a fact.
It's just a fact. It's just a fact.
He's a self-admitted drug addict, and he keeps reoccurring. He cannot stay clean. Can't do it. Los Angeles might not be the city for him. You know, you can get drugs in La La Land pretty friggin' easy. You know, maybe
I think the last time that we know he relapsed was, I think it was right after the 2011 World Series.
No, he relapsed this summer.
No, I meant before that. Before this one.
Yeah.
Before this one.
Yeah, he hasn't been right for a while. I mean, a couple years ago, he had that terrible, terrible incident in the outfield where he was indirectly, and I won't call it directly, but indirectly responsible for a man's death. You know, he threw a ball into the outfield. The guy reached for it, went over, tumbled, broke his friggin' neck, whatever, and died. That can't be easy for a guy like Hamilton who already has all these demons, you know, to process. So, look, I'm not trying to let him off the hook here, but the Angels knew what they were getting when they signed him to that massive contract. So, from a strictly business sense, in baseball where the contracts are guaranteed, you've got to play this guy. Because if you don't, the players' union, which is probably the strongest in baseball than it is in any other sport, is going to come after your ass. So you got to play him. If for no other reason than to get his value up to get him out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think it's like an A-Rod situation. They're trying to keep him off the field because he has, you know, just flat out underperformed for the contract that he got.
Fair enough, but I mean, keeping off the field is not going to help anybody. In fact, he's going to file a grievance after a certain amount of time. He's going to file a freaking grievance against that team, and it's going to make the situation worse. The only option the Angels have is to play him as soon as humanly possible, get him on the field, let him either sink or swim. Maybe he just shows he can't handle playing baseball and he'll walk away on his own or something like that. Or he's going to play. He's going to live up to his contract. He's going to hit some home runs. He's going to get on base. He's going to up his value. And maybe if he gets really hot, some team will be crazy enough to take him off your hands. I mean, that's what you have to hope for if you're an Angels fan right now. That's how you have to handle the situation. Keeping him off the field is not going to work. Just not. So, I don't know. It's weird. I feel for him. I do too. You know, I like to see him come back, perform well, and just, you know, beat whatever demons he's got going on right now. I like Josh Hamilton.
I do too.
Yeah, a lot. I like him a lot. So, it is what it is, and hopefully we wish the best, you know, to Josh Hamilton. The Angels, not so much because you knew what you were getting into. I have no sympathy for the Angels. None. Zero. You know, they knew what you knew what you bought. If you go to a store and you see a TV that has a little crack in the freaking corner, you don't buy the fucking TV. Because there could be problems there, right? I mean,
one would think.
One would think. But hey, it's okay. Moving on. The thing I've been waiting for most, let's talk about our teams.
All right.
Because let's face it, we care about it. It's our show. We'll do what we want. So, after 1 week of Major League Baseball, how are you looking at your St. Louis Cardinals?
You know, I love the starting pitching. The starting pitching has just been awesome. The bullpen, specifically Randy Choate. Just let me Let me calm down for a second here.
Calm down. Breathe.
Choate is fucking terrible, okay? He is fucking terrible.
You didn't breathe.
He's fucking terrible. His role on this team is to come in and supposedly get left-handers out. So they bring him in 2 days in a row to face Joey Votto.
Yep.
What does he do? The first game, gives up a single.
Second game,
yesterday. Hold on. Yesterday, I was talking to you while this was going on. The Cardinals were up by 1 with Cincinnati had 2 runners on, runner on first and second. They bring in Randy Choate to face who? Joey Votto. Yeah. What does he do? And what did I say? What did I say when Choate came in? What did I say? What did I say? Just give him the 3 fucking runs. Just give him. So what does Votto do? He walks. And then they take Choate out for the 1 batter he doesn't get out, completely fucking useless. And then Frazier comes in, gets a base hit, drives in 2, and then Phillips comes in, gets a hit, and they go up by 2. Luckily, thank God, we have a guy named Jahani Peralta who takes Jumbo Diaz deep and ties the game. And then your old guy, Carlos Villanueva, in extra innings, strikes out Todd Frazier, who has been ridiculously clutch for them these first couple games. Strikes out Frazier with the bases loaded, and then Matt Carpenter comes up top of the 11th and hits a 2-run bomb.
Yeah. To be fair.
I'm liking where the Cardinals are at right now. The big question is, can their offense be better than, somewhere in between of the 2013 offense, because they're not going to be anywhere near as good as that offense was.
Yeah.
And somewhere in between that and the 2014 offense, which was very frustrating to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
Just leaving runners on base. It looks like now they've put up 4 runs and 7 runs. It looks like they're somewhere in between that, which that's a really good sign. And the way their starting pitching's been going, they've been just pretty much lights out.
Yeah,
I think they'll be okay. And Rosenthal looks like he's got his command under him a lot better.
Sure. I'm going to come to defense of your boy here for a moment, just a little bit. I'm not letting him off the hook, but just a little bit.
Why? Because that ball in San Francisco is still going down the right field line.
Choate, I'm going to defend Choate just a tiny bit. All right. And here's why I'm going to defend him a little bit. They brought him in to play a guy named Joey Votto, who, by the way, if you haven't been noticing,
I know
he's Joey Votto again.
I know Joey Votto is a fucking machine with his batting eye and knows where the pitch is going to be before it's even thrown.
Yes. Now,
but he does not get. He has not gotten the job done.
No, you're right.
Get the job done.
In fact, he hasn't recorded an out. He's got 2 appearances. He is not recording an out.
What is his ERA? Infinity?
For some reason, I think I have bad stats here because it's showing nothing. I don't see anything for his friggin' ERA. This is nuts. Why is that the case? I don't. This is weird. He's got 1 earned run, is what they're saying.
So his ERA would be infinity.
Yeah, right now. He's no inning, but they have him as no innings pitched because he hasn't recorded an out.
Kevin Segrist has come in and gotten the job done since he's in the first couple games.
A hit, a run, an error, or an earned run, and a walk, in 2 appearances, and he has not recorded an out.
He's faced Joey Votto both times.
Yeah. It's infinite. His ERA. That's crazy. But to be fair,
glad we traded Sam Freeman. Yep.
But it is Joey Votto that he's had to pitch to, he's Joey Votto again. He's not Joey, what's his name, last year, whoever the hell he was last year.
I don't care. I'm still watching that ball go down the right field line in San Francisco.
I can't even defend it properly. I had no real zeal to defend that man.
He sucks. He doesn't get the job done. Plain and simple.
I just want to give you a hard time. Where do you see the Cardinals going from here? I mean, they got what's their upcoming schedule? Looks like they got
Milwaukee. They got Milwaukee today, provided that it stops fucking raining.
They got a date with the Brewers here. The Central Cellar Dweller Brewers, 1-5, not playing very good baseball right now. So
Ryan Braun's looking a little out of shape.
He doesn't have much brawn. There's no question. No question. Not much brawn.
Yeah, maybe Braun. Yeah, Braun looks. He doesn't look like he's in shape.
Yeah,
he doesn't. Maybe that's because he stopped juicing.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you fucking aren't fucking injecting shark steroids in your scrot every day. You know.
Right.
That's what happens. But I'm looking for the Cardinals to continue what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm okay.
They're the freaking Cardinals. They're the freaking Cardinals.
But,
Carpenter is an on-base percentage machine right now.
Carpenter is like Joey Votto, only with less power.
Yeah.
That's essentially what Matt Carpenter is, even though Carpenter hit a home run yesterday.
Look no farther than Carpenter and Holiday, both with identical .417 on-base percentages and identical 300 batting averages to one.
And don't take anything away from Jason Hayward either, because he looks so much better at the plate, and he's hitting the ball hard. He's hitting the ball hard, just right at people.
He is hitting right at people. He's struck out 4 times so far. I mean, you want him a little bit more. He hasn't taken a walk yet. That is a little worrisome.
He is getting into deep counts though. He is getting into deeper counts.
He could be just pressing a little bit because of his new team, but look, it's nothing to worry about yet. Nothing to worry about.
No, not at all. I've loved what I've seen from Hayward so far, from both offense.
You like him. You like him a lot.
I really like Jason Hayward.
Yeah, he's got the most at bats on the team, but he's not producing quite yet. So we'll see if he can get out of it. But that's all the Cardinals talk I can tolerate. Let's talk about the team that everybody really cares about, and of course that is your and my Chicago Cubbies. 3-2 after a week. I'm thrilled. They found ways to win games that they probably shouldn't have won. Looking at yesterday's dramatic.
No game in Colorado is over until that last out is recorded.
Yeah, the last strike of the last out. They were down to their last strike when Fowler took a.
Don't get me started on being down to your last strike twice.
Fowler took his frustrations out on his old team, and the 42-year-old, 95-mile-an-hour, still throwing LaTroy Hawkins took him deep to right field to give the Cubs the lead. And then from there, they just had to turn to their biggest strength of the season. The Cubs have one strength this year. It's been their bullpen. That bullpen has been lights out. Absolutely lights out. They've been really good. So I'm really, really optimistic going forward for the Cubs right now. The offense is starting to get some things together. They're starting to come together a little bit. They're playing a little bit better. They seem to be buying in to what Joe Madden is selling, which I think is a really important thing. But it's the pitching staff. Now, not a great week for the starters, except for Arrieta, who's unbelievable. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I mean, once they get into that bullpen, the bullpen's like, don't worry, we got this. I mean, everybody is throwing really, really well. And some of the guys that they didn't think were going to be, they just threw a couple flyers out there. I mean, look, Jason Mott, who has a nice track record, they weren't sure that Mott was going to be Jason Mott from 2-3 years ago. Mm-hmm. But he has been. He's been pretty damn good. He's been very solid.
He's got control.
He does.
He's got control now.
He does. And Phil Koch.
What
the hell? What the hell, man? Who knew Phil Koch could throw like this still? That's incredible. So it's just a really good time to be a Cubs bullpen guy. It seems like, and it's fun to watch. I'm having a blast watching the Cubs. I've watched every game this year, every inning of every game. I cannot get enough of watching the Cubs because they're exciting. And you know what's the most exciting thing? The days are ticking down. We're looking at 4 days, baby, and it's a very good possibility it's Bryant time after that, who, by the way, in his last 2 days down in AAA Iowa, has crushed home runs. Just saying. So I like where the Cardinals are at. I like where the Cubs are at. I think both of us have a lot to be happy about.
I do. I like what the Reds are doing too, but their big question is their bullpen because the Cardinals have absolutely in just this past series they burned their bullpen.
Yeah, well,
I mean they just and really in their lineup. Outside of the top three, Hamilton's been getting on base, and he's pretty much guaranteed to get to at least second base just on his own.
Yeah.
You got Joey Votto, who knows where the pitch is going to be before it's coming, and he's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. So he's going to take pitches, which is going to give Hamilton opportunities to move himself over. And you got Todd Frazier, who's just been clutch. He's been clutch for them. But really, outside of those 3, Brandon Phillips isn't what he used to be on offense. Jay Bruce is all or nothing.
I don't know what's up with Bruce. Bruce has got to get his shit together.
You're just saying that because
he's got 2 dongs.
Yeah, he hit one yesterday, but like I said, he's all or nothing.
Yeah. He's
all or nothing, but I do like Bruce's arm out in right field.
Yeah.
He has an absolute cannon for an arm.
Still.
Phillips isn't what he used to be. Mesoraco, I don't know what he's up to yet.
At the very least with Phillips, you're going to get a decent second base out of the guy.
I think you're going to get a little bit more than a decent second base.
That's what I'm saying.
That flip he made to Cozart the other night. I got up and flipped my controller.
You're going to get a Gold Glove caliber guy at the 2 bag.
But their big question is, can the other guys in that lineup, like Bruce, Phillips, Cozart, Mesoraco, can they just produce a little bit? Because you're gonna if Hamilton. The big key is Hamilton getting on base.
Yes,
that is the big thing.
He's doing it at a 357 clip now. He's not exactly being a world beater, but he's having the same problem that he had last year. He simply can't hit.
No, he cannot hit whatsoever. But if he can put the ball in play, I mean, it's going to be a close play at first.
He needs to go hire Ichiro, and Ichiro needs to teach him how to slap the ball onto the ground because he's going to beat out 90% of play.
Or just have him. But he hit a home run yesterday though too.
Yeah, I know he did. But this guy. I don't think he's ever going to be a 300 hitter. He's in 250 right now. But here's the thing: he's taken 4 walks. If he can continue to do that, that's a good thing. He needs to get that on base percentage. 357 is not terrible.
Learn from Joey Votto. I mean, learn from Joey Votto. I mean, you're not going to get a better.
Joey Votto's got a 429 on base percentage right now, which is absolutely disgusting. 429 on base percentage is just.
And Frazier's been clutch for them. I believe
even after 6 games, 429 is sick. It's crazy to think that you're getting on. But much.
Outside of Chapman, that bullpen is
horrendous. Horrendous. And the question is going to be too, how much is this starting rotation going to be able to? They only got 1 guy now. Now, granted, sometimes you only need 1, but they got 1 guy who's a guaranteed win right now. Like Johnny Cueto is going to give you a chance every single time. But other than that,
they lost both of his starts.
Yeah, I know, but he's giving him a chance. It's not his fault. He's got a .64 ERA in 2 starts.
Yeah,
he's struck out 14 men. He's only given up 2 walks. He's done nothing wrong to lose these games. This is not on him. He's given 1 earned run. He's done nothing.
He can't really do much better than that.
Jeez, if you got no one playing behind you, what are you gonna do?
Well, he in the game that the Cardinals beat him, or I think he got a no decision out of that.
He's got 1 loss.
But he had some unreal defense behind him the other day.
Yeah. Well, he's usually going to. And you got up the middle guys who are insane.
You got Phillips who's a fucking vacuum, and you got Hamilton who can chase anything down.
The problem with the Reds are they stuck with a couple guys for far too long. Homer Bailey, Mike Leake, I'm looking at you. Homer Bailey, I don't even think he stepped on the field this year yet.
No.
And Mike Leake, he never turned into anywhere near what people thought he was going to be. They need more out of the starting rotation. Cingrani needs to be better if he's going to stay in that position. I don't think he got lit up.
Cingrani's in the bullpen.
Is he back in the bullpen?
Cingrani was in the bullpen, yes.
I didn't know he got back in the bullpen. I thought he was starting.
No, he's been in the bullpen since the season started.
I didn't know. So what? So who's starting? Is it
They had a rookie pitch yesterday. What's his Iglesias?
Oh, and DeScalafini too.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even see. I didn't know who these guys are.
Yeah.
I don't even know who these guys are. So
I couldn't even tell you much about him. So.
And Jason Marquis, yeah, there you go. That's who you want. It's not going to get the job done. So yeah, I think the Reds are obviously you're going to be concerned about this team.
Yeah, there's definite holes, and especially with their lineup, they have to stay healthy in their lineup because they do not have any depth.
Yeah, they cannot lose anybody. Votto's got to stay healthy. It really does. But I think they might have one of the most intriguing guys in baseball in Billy Hamilton. Yeah, he really is intriguing, and he's dynamite to watch on the bases. But the question is, do they have enough?
I don't think they do. I don't think that bullpen is very good.
Yeah.
I don't think their bullpen is very good, and I don't think their starting pitching outside of Cueto is enough.
Well, whatever Marlon Byrd took last year to be amazing obviously is worn off because he is hitting like shit is what he's hitting like. I don't know what to do with him.
He didn't play yesterday.
No, I don't know what's up with him. We're going to move on a little bit. We're going to talk about the Cleveland Indians and the problems they are having right now with personnel. Michael Brantley, who, granted, is not an integral cog of that team, is on the DL, but he heightens the bigger loss in Yan Gomes, who finds himself on the DL, and he's going to miss 6 to 8 weeks, what's being termed as a moderate sprain of his right knee. How bad does this hurt the Indians? Because, let's face it, Carlos Santana, he can't play guitar, and he's certainly not going to be playing catcher anymore for them. So what's the answer for the Indians?
Well, I mean, just on offense alone last year, this is a guy who hit 21 home runs and drove in, I think, I want to say like 73, 74, something like that. And, he hit around 280. So you're getting a solid guy at the plate there that you'll be missing. And defensively, this guy is very underrated defensively. I don't know exactly.
He's a top 10 catcher. He is. He's definitely a top 10 catcher.
He is a very sneaky top 10 catcher.
Very sneaky.
I mean, he's good defensively and he's good offensively.
Yeah, I concur. I agree 100%. And that's what.
And I had the stolen base percentage in front of me. I guess that decided to crash on me.
Yeah, last year the guy hit 278 last year, 21 dongs, 74 RBI. He had a nice year. He a good ball player.
See, solid guy at the plate. On base percentage is .313, but
you want that clip to be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But, hey, you know what? You're gonna take it. You're gonna take 21 home runs. Okay, you're gonna do that.
Yeah, especially from a catcher.
Absolutely. Which, let's face it, the age of the catcher is not alive and well in baseball. Because if you're identified as a great catcher, if you show any athletic ability at all, they're moving you out of the catcher spot.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get you to play the outfield. They're trying to get you to play first base. They're getting you up because they want to save your knees. Bryce Harper was supposed to be a catcher, for Christ's sake. One of the best prospects in the Cubs friggin' farm system. Number 1 pick from last year, Kyle Schwarber. Supposed to be a catcher. Probably not going to end up catching.
You know who was a catcher of the Cardinals organization that's now on your Cubs? Jason Mott.
Jason Mott, that's true.
Jason Mott was a catcher.
That's very true.
But he forgot that you have to use a bat to hit the ball.
Yeah.
You can't just go up there with nothing.
That's right. That's right. It's going to be interesting to see what the Indians are going to be able to do without Gomes and Brantley. So the question is, can the Indians survive long enough to get back into the race, probably around midseason in the AL Central, which, admittedly, is not a world beater. I mean, we'll see what happens with them. What do you think?
Well, right now the Tigers and the Royals are looking like world beaters, both going 6-0.
I was being a little sarcastic.
Right. Oh, I didn't sense it there.
I should have laid it on a little thick. Yeah,
I didn't sense that there.
Sorry about that.
But the Tigers have been, especially their offense. I mean, Kinsler and oh my God, Miguel Cabrera. I mean, you can't. I just need to say the name Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah, Miggy. Oh my God. But outside of those two teams, look, they're not going to stay undefeated all year. The White Sox and Minnesota cannot play. Thank you.
I don't know. We knew Minnesota can't play.
We knew Minnesota can't play. I didn't think. Look, if you remember, I was not sold on the White Sox. I didn't think that their moves were all that impressive. I thought they Samardzija.
I thought they definitely took steps in the right direction, but I didn't think they'd be.
They're bad. Ugh. They're not good.
I didn't think they'd be like this.
It makes me so happy. If I had the camera,
and keep in mind they didn't do much of that bullpen. Who was just. Ugh.
Yeah. Look, Samardzija.
Pretty sick.
Samardzija's not an ace.
Their ace is on their ace is on the DL.
Yeah. Do people want to believe now that Jeff Samardzija is not an ace? Do they get it? Let's freaking face it. He's a good pitcher. He's not an ace. And they can have Giovanni Soto too. Take Giovanni Soto. I'm glad. I hope you guys like him. I hope you have him. Hope you're enjoying it. Former Cubs on your team. That's why you suck. Fucking White Sox. I hate the White Sox. Except Adam LaRoche. I need him to keep hitting because I got him in my fantasy.
You just want him to hit a home run every at bat, and you just hope that their pitching staff just dies.
Yes. Is that asking too much? I don't.
Just have LaRoche get a couple hits, and then just don't have the White Sox score anything.
That's right. But now the question about the division is, where are the Tigers and the Royals going to go from here? Because obviously they got to lose eventually. Can either one of them sustain what they're doing? Are they the real deal? I mean, are the Tigers and the Royals the real deal? We both thought they were going to be decent. I thought the Royals were going to drop off, but I thought the Royals were going to drop off a little bit because a bunch of people had them winning like 72 games or something. They thought they were just going to just flat out burn and die. I didn't see that. I thought they'd take a couple steps back, but they're still playing. They still got a really fast team. They put the ball in play. They're a fundamental baseball team. They really are.
Hosmer and Moustakas are looking a lot better at the plate.
Yeah, they're just doing a little bit of everything.
And of course, you got the bullpen, and if they come in after 5 innings, the game's over.
Game's over. It's donezo.
If you're losing after 5 innings against the Royals, game's over.
Yeah, sorry, poor you. I mean, but they got guys who are playing that I haven't. Lorenzo Cain. I don't know who the fuck Lorenzo Cain is, but he's batting .417. He's got an on-base percentage of .517. Salvador Perez, the catcher. This kid, 3 home runs. Who the hell is this guy? Kendrick Morales.
Salvador Perez, another very, very good catcher.
Underrated guy.
Offensively and defensively, very good.
Nobody knows about these guys because they play in Kansas City. But guess what? We're about to be educated. Kendrick Morales is probably the biggest name on the team on offense. He's.
I wouldn't say that.
Who's a bigger name than him on this on the offensive side? Who's a bigger name?
On the offense?
Yeah.
You can go Hosmer, Rios.
Bigger name than Kendrick Morales.
Bigger name, like household name?
Yeah.
Eric Hosmer. Eric Hosmer is a bigger
Eric Hosmer's not a bigger name.
Morales.
If you put people are at least gonna know Kendrick Morales is from breaking his friggin' leg.
Right. I feel bad for him, but that was just flat out hysterical.
I don't think if you show people a picture of Eric Hosmer, they're not gonna know who the hell that is. It's Eric Hosmer. I mean, for Christ's sake. Good player. Nothing wrong with the guy. But I think Kendrick Morales is probably their biggest household name. And he's playing better than him right now. So what the fuck are we talking about here?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess Morales finally figured out how to play baseball again.
You're trying to sell me on Hosmer, who hit 9 home runs with 58 RBIs last year. Get the fuck off Hosmer.
Did you see what he did in the postseason?
Well, yeah, but they didn't. So what did it get him a ring?
Well, I mean, it could have if
they sent
Alex. It could have if they sent Alex Gordon.
Oh man, I'm sure he would have been gunned down, but
you're facing Bumgarner in Game 7.
You got to run.
You have 2 outs. You have to send him there.
Go. He would have been gunned down, but you got to.
Nobody would have been upset if they sent Gordon and he got thrown out.
If you lose that way, no one's upset. I agree. I agree.
And who knows? Maybe Crawford throws the ball into the Royals dugout.
Yeah, maybe it one hops. Who knows? You never know. Never know.
But no, they don't send him, and I knew the game was over right there.
Sure. So that about sums it up on the Royals. But what about the Tigers?
Well, their offense putting up 8 runs a game.
Yeah.
I mean that's gonna make it. You're gonna win most games doing that.
You're gonna most of the time. Yes, you're gonna do that. This team, as a team, has already knocked in 42 runners, man. 42 RBIs for the team already. That's crazy.
That's seven. They're scoring 7 runs a game. That's insane.
They've walked 38 times, or 31 times. They've walked 31 times in 6 games.
Well, keep in mind they were playing the Twins too.
Very true. Look, it doesn't matter who you play. If you're able to draw 5 walks a game, you should be winning those games. All right.
Yeah, you got Kinsler, who's been awesome. Miguel Cabrera is Miguel Cabrera.
You know what? People want to call Mike Trout the best ball player on the planet. Well, he's going to have to fight Miggy for that title because Miggy's not giving that up without a fight, let me tell you. 21 total bases. 21 total bases for Miggy. Holy shit.
Everyone on that offense is clicking right now.
Yeah,
Rajai Davis has been really good. Iglesias has put in a little bit.
Anthony Goose.
Yeah. They got him hitting leadoff.
Or Ghost, whatever his name is.
They got him hitting leadoff in front of Kinsler, and you got Kinsler the way he's hitting. And then you got Cabrera, who's just, hits the ball even if it's, 10 feet over his head. He's still going to hit it.
He's yet to hit a home run, but that's just give it time. It's going to happen.
He's been showing what he can do defensively.
Yeah. Hey, look, he's hitting 321. And just continue to do that. You're not going to get yelled at. You know what I mean? It's a scary team. Now, on the pitching side, can they keep this up? And when they get Verlander back, what does that mean for him?
We know David Price is going to be David Price. He's going to be that Cy Young guy. David Price.
By the way, David Price, you have to give up a run. Just saying. 2 starts, 14 innings, no runs.
No big deal. No big deal.
No big deal.
You have to assume Justin Verlander is going to be better this year than he was last year.
I think the rest could be beneficial for him, to be completely honest. I think give him a little bit of time. Let's aim for him for mid-season. Don't rush him back. And
now with Price there, Verlander doesn't have to be the guy.
Yeah. That's very true. It's very, very true.
And he doesn't have to be the guy when he's winning at life.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he's got Kate Upton.
He's got the Kate Upton sweepstakes. He's won at life.
Cy Young MVP.
Yeah, Kate Upton. That's
Kate Upton.
You've won.
Only thing that's missing is the ring.
Yeah, which he's got a chance at getting this year. Let's face it.
They've had a chance the last couple years.
Very true, but I think that right now they're looking pretty. Things are looking bright for that team. Whether or not they can avoid the injury bug and they can avoid any big swoons, this is a team that can really make some noise going forward.
Bullpen's always a question with the Tigers. That's been their Achilles heel.
It is. That's very, very true. But, Nathan, who got hurt, I think it'll be good when he comes back. He looked good in the spring. He looked good when he first started out. Jabba Chamberlain, he's there. Jabba Chamberlain's still playing baseball, and he's playing pretty well. He's only got 2/3 of an inning under his belt, but hey, he's not doing too bad.
And he's probably been better than Choate, so
it all comes back to Choate. So we're high on the Tigers. We're high on the Kansas City Royals. Let's go ahead and move on to America's team for a moment real quick. Not really America's team, of course, because the Yankees are the evil empire, of course. But we're going to talk a little Alex Rodriguez. When Alex Rodriguez was writing in his journal, because he probably keeps a heart-bedazzled friggin' journal in his room.
Mm-hmm.
And he was writing, "Dear Diary, when I come back to Major League Baseball, you've got to figure this is basically how he penned his return." Right? I mean, what a friggin' week for Alex Rodriguez. Coming back, getting welcomed with open arms back to his team. Maybe not by management at first, but they came around.
Right.
The fans, maybe not at first, but they certainly came
around.
Everybody
handled the situation like shit.
Yes, yes.
Everybody did.
Except Alex Rodriguez, who this is what he's done since coming back in. He's kept his mouth shut. He's kept his head down, and he said, "Where do you want me to play, Skip?" And everywhere Girardi's told him to go, the guy played first base for the first time in his career the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just doing whatever they tell him to do. And by the way, he's doing it pretty friggin' well. A-Rod this week, he batted 300, 6 RBIs, and by the way, his OPS, that's on base plus slugging for those of you out there keeping track at home, is a gaudy 967, which is
not too bad.
Not bad. Not bad. Which is second on the team to Mark Teixeira. But, oh, wait, Mark Teixeira is only hitting 222. So the question is...
Yeah, but but with Teixeira on offense, you're just looking for him to pull show homers. That's all you're looking.
Yeah, basically. So
that's what he's there for. And he plays very good defensively.
Yes, he does. He's always been a good defenseman and he'll continue to do that. But the question is, can A-Rod keep this up? And if he does, what does that mean for the Yankees?
I mean, that
I lost you, Jeff. I've lost Jeff. Jeff died. This is not good. Oh, my goodness. Jeff died. I hope he's okay. So Jeff died for a moment, but he's back to life, and he's about to tell us exactly what A-Rod being good, and can he sustain it, and what it means for the Yankees.
I think he can sustain it, because even though he's 40 years old, the guy still knows how to hit.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, granted, the physical ability may not be there, like it once was, obviously.
Yeah.
But he looks very comfortable at the plate, and he is locked in right now.
He is. But there is a little bit of a worry here. Yes, he has an on-base percentage of .417. That's great and everything. He has struck out 9 times in 20 at-bats. Yeah. Basically, if it hasn't been a hit, it's been a friggin' strikeout.
He has walked 4 times too.
He's walked 4 times, but A-Rod I don't think A-Rod's ever been a huge strikeout guy, though, has he? Let's look. When was his career?
Well, we can pull up the career stats.
Yeah, I'm pulling them up right now. Right. He has struck out.
No, he doesn't. He's struck out over 100 times.
A few times, yeah. But 139 is his career high. He averages 99 strikeouts a year. That's not horrendous. That's not going to kill you.
No.
But, you don't want to strike out 9 times in a week either. That's not great.
Right.
But some maybe a little bit worrying. But also, he didn't play baseball for a year, so that's okay. He's going to. Mm-hmm. The fact that he's hit as well as he has while striking out 9 times.
You're facing some of the. This isn't like spring training either, where you're facing the best pitchers You're facing the best pitchers on the planet now.
Yeah, you're not facing guys who will be, as Lou Brown once famously said.
You beat me to it.
In Major League too, he's not facing guys who'll be bagging groceries next week.
Major League One's better, but that's okay.
I agree. Major League One is way better. Give me friggin' Wesley Snipes over Omar Epps any day of the week. But that's just me. I'm a picky man.
Should have gotten the live chicken.
Well, up your butt, Joe Boo. There's so much good shit in that movie, man. It's not even funny. Oh, God, I love Major League. If you have real quick, sidetrack, greatest baseball movie ever made.
Oh, wow. I mean, I love Major League. I love me some Major League.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? I may go with Major League.
You're gonna go with Major League. I know it's the cliche answer. I know everybody says it, but you can't argue with Bull Durham. It's really hard to argue with that movie because it's awesome. You haven't seen Bull Durham, have you?
I haven't seen the whole thing. No.
No, Jeff. No. Oh my God. I tout you as the man, and you haven't seen Bull Durham. Your silence gave you away.
I know. And they show it on MLB Network all the time, and I keep forgetting to record it.
No.
I keep forgetting to record it. I mean to record it every single time they throw it on the MLB Network, and I keep forgetting to do it.
How have you not seen Bull Durham? Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. Major League is great, though. I love Major League, but it's Bull Durham. Oh my God. Yeah, only people who have not seen Bull Durham will say Major League is the greatest baseball movie of all time. Were you a Field of Dreams man, or have you not seen that either?
I have seen Field of Dreams.
Okay, because if you hadn't, I was going to call you a communist.
Okay, no, I love Field of Dreams. I do. It has been a while since I've seen that movie, though, too.
If I don't watch it at least once a year, something's wrong. Got to watch it at least once a year. That and The Sandlot. Every now and then, I just get in the mood to watch The Sandlot because I love it.
I was watching that last night, actually.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Doesn't get much better. I love The Sandlot. Oh, God, I love baseball. So, yeah, Alex Rodriguez. Look, I don't – is it me? Do you have any ill will towards Alex Rodriguez? For some reason, I still like the guy, and I want him to do well.
No, not as much. I don't know.
There's a lot of hatred out there for him, and, let's face it, it's warranted.
I don't know. It's weird because I wish for Ryan Braun just to completely suck.
Yeah. Well, he was aggressive in his stance. Like, Alex Rodriguez, he denied, but he didn't say, that guy's a fucking liar.
Right.
Destroy his life. Ryan Braun is like Lance Armstrong. He destroyed people's lives to protect his secret. Alex Rodriguez just said, catch me if you can.
Right.
And they did eventually. Do you want to see A-Rod pass Barry Bonds for all-time home runs? Which he still has an outside chance of doing. It's outside, but he's got a chance.
I didn't want Barry Bonds to break Hank Aaron, so...
So to you, is Hank Aaron still the all-time career home run leader?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Come on, Albert Pujols.
Yeah, Albert's not catching.
Yeah, you're only 230.
Yeah, Albert's not catching. He did what? He did move into what?
20. No,
he's in the teens.
He just passed Thomas. Who was it? Frank Thomas
and McCovey.
Willie McCovey. I talked about this the other day, and the other name slipped my mind.
But now he hit another home run yesterday, so now he was tied with them, and now he's surpassed them.
Yeah.
He's moving up the list. But, it is what it – now, the final question on Rodriguez is this. What is his legacy inevitably going to be? Is it going to be the contracts? Is it going to be the amazing young talent that he was? Or is it going to be just the steroids? How important is this final chapter for him?
I think it's going to be a combination of everything, really.
I think this final chapter is very important.
I think it is too. I think it's going to be a combination of everything. You're going to get this awesome. It's going to start with this, obviously, the awesome young talent, the ridiculous fucking contracts he got, the steroids, the big clusterfuck that went on the last couple of years. You're going to have that, and you're going to have him coming and closing it out.
Yeah, well, he's what, 50 some odd hits away from 3,000.
He'll get that this year.
He should get that this year. Should, unless something terrible happens, but.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I wish him the best. I just I'm glad that he's people like a redemption story. So I
think I would rather see A-Rod as the official home run king over Barry Bonds, but still Hank Aaron.
Still, Barry Bonds still garners so much hate. I mean, the cream and the clear. No one's buying the cream and clear bullshit.
Fuck Barry Bonds.
I think you hate him more because he was in the National League and,
No, not really. Not really.
You just hate him because he's Barry Bonds?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, fair enough. Final Major League Baseball story we're going to touch on. The New York Mets, for the third time since Citi Field opened in 2009, they are going to introduce another new outfield configuration for the home opener.
Oh boy.
What the hell? What the hell is going on? Apparently, in the offseason, they went ahead and went to a statistician who told them that if they were to switch their dimensions to what they've now switched them for this season, they would have hit, as a team, 26 more home runs last year, and they would have given up 10 more home runs the opposition. So they're like, well, that's a net gain, so let's do it. What do you think about teams that are altering the dimensions of their clubs on such a quick pace? I mean, is this something that should be addressed? And should baseball have universal dimensions?
I believe they should have something, reasonable. Like, just keep it even throughout. I mean, if you want to have some, because I always go to Busch, and this isn't just because I'm a homer. This isn't me being a homer. If you look at Busch, it is pretty much the only ballpark with normal dimensions.
Yeah. Well, they still got power alleys, but
I mean, because it's 336 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, a foot difference.
Yeah.
And you got 400 to center, and I don't have it right in front of me, but I believe right center and left center are pretty much the same.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're going to have power alleys wherever you go. I'm in agreement. I think that these weird designs and friggin'
And Turner Field is pretty good.
Pretty good too. Yeah, I agree with that. But it's crazy. These crazy designs that are happening. You got poles in the middle of the friggin' field. You got hills in places. You got short porches in some places. You got monster walls in others. There's got to be something that makes the playing field a little more even. Now, I get that baseball has distinctive home field advantage, basically like no other sport. And when you're playing at home, you should have a little bit of advantage because baseball's a hard friggin' game.
Yeah, real quick. Left center and right center to the bullpens at Busch, they're both 375.
Okay. Thank you. That's a good update.
Yeah.
But, it just seems like it's a little bit much in some of these stadiums. I mean, I don't.
Especially with Citi Field. I mean, the third time they've done it since 2009. That's a little.
It's a little extreme. I'm watching the Cubs play in Colorado over the weekend. God damn, that field is huge. That stadium it's ridiculous.
That place is huge, but that place needs to be, because that place is still. You want to talk about the humidifier?
Yeah.
That place is still a launching pad.
Oh, I get that. I know that the ball travels better there than other. I get that. It's fully understandable. But that is still a ridiculous cavernous ballpark. I mean, shit. That you have to, every position that you're playing in the outfield, you need to have basically three guys who can play outfield. You need three amazing athletes to roam that friggin' outfield properly. That is a hard place to play. And even with the crazy way that the ball jumps there, that's a crazy play. I would never want to pitch for that frickin' team ever. And
they can't get any pitch. They can't get any pitchers to come there.
Yeah, it's rough. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. So, but I mean,
I can understand changing the dimensions in an extreme circumstance, like if the ball doesn't travel at all, like nothing goes anywhere. Yeah. I mean, I can totally understand that.
Baseball purists will never have this whole. They'll never buy into the whole universal.
And real quick on, but this kind of. You go the other way on this, though. You do go for, when you go to ballparks, you also go for the scenery, too.
True.
To see, like PNC ballpark. That ballpark is just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Well, because they're like cathedrals.
It's fucking weird, though. Like, you have the really short wall down the left field line that comes up to my crotch, basically. Yeah. And then it just, like, shoots out into left center field. You go to a little corner that's 410, and then it just like quickly comes back and like comes out like that.
Yeah, it's weird. It does
weird.
weird.
And then you got the huge wall in right field.
Yeah.
But it's really short.
It is.
Distance wise from home plate.
It's weird. I mean, I think that ballparks, they have to have a unique look and feel. I'm not saying every ballpark needs to look the same, but the dimensions, I think it wouldn't hurt if it was a little more universal. Yeah, that's
right. I'm not saying they need to be perfect like Busch, but they can't be fucking ridiculous.
Such a homer.
You look at it here.
It's true. No, you're right.
The dimensions are perfect, nearly perfect.
It's just funny. That's all.
But you get these ballparks like fucking Minute Maid, if you want to call that a
Minute Maid
ballpark.
Park. God, I hate that.
315, 15-foot wall down the left field line.
Yeah.
Shoot out to center field. You have like 450 with a fucking hill and a pole in the middle of it.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And just,
no
and then of course you got the fucking Kremlin as the away team bullpen in left center field.
Yeah, it's absolute insanity. I don't know what they're gonna have to fix this problem, but hey, the Mets are gonna do what they're gonna do, and they got approved, so they're gonna switch it up again. So we'll see if it helps them. The Mets, the Mets are the Mets. They
I'm gonna take a shot at the Mets here because I did go to a Cardinal and Mets game out there.
Yeah,
the atmosphere in Citi Field is just, it's just not very exciting. Let's put it that way.
Stabby. Do you feel like you're going to get stabbed at any time?
No, but I will say the most exciting thing in that game was the fan fight that happened 2 rows down for me. That was exciting. But no,
wait, are you trying to tell me that people in New York were fighting at a sports event? I don't fucking buy that.
That's what I'm telling you.
I don't believe it. No, you're a liar.
But no, anyway, like every half inning they were honoring something. This is the Mets official pudding. This is the Mets official napkin fan of the game or something like that. Just honoring every stupid little thing.
That's right. Poor Jake. We were beating up on his team without him here. Oh well. Fuck it.
Yeah, now they lost Mejia to an 80-game PED suspension.
Yeah, he was already hurt, and now he's a cheater too. I have no idea how those drugs got into my system. No idea. Shut up. 4 guys already tested positive. 4 guys this year, major leaguers, not minor leaguers. 4 major league ball players have already popped hot for steroids. That's not good. We're a week in.
Which I don't get since, baseball's drug program has just gotten so much better.
It has. That's the thing. There's no question. Baseball's drug policy is good.
Yeah.
It's harsh. It's good. It's fair. But players are going to try and cheat anyway. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So I think we about reached that time where we can start talking about the real and get into the fantasy of baseball.
Yep.
More specifically, the Dead on Dave Productions Fantasy Baseball League, which is, of course, just like Major League Baseball, wrapped up its first week. And pretty fun. Crazy. Big scores. A lot of people putting up some big numbers. And, Jeff, you beat me.
Yeah.
You kicked my monkey ass this week, 414 to 334. You beat the shit out of me. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to run through the standings. And what
Black Mamba, you beat Dave. You got more points.
He's got more points, but guess what? He's still 0-1. Fuck Mamba, okay? Fuck him right in his ear. Now, Mamba, I got to give him a little bit of credit. His team that is filled with a bunch of streaky-ass players had a hell of a week. We'll see if he can continue that, but he still got a loss, didn't he? Still got a loss? He did. He's 0-1, just like me. He lost to Kung Fu Pandemonium, who scored 413 points. Jake hung on by the narrowest of margins to Dark Knight of the City, that's his team, beat Life Cheat Steal Bases 351 to 339. Rocktober dropped its first game to sail away from me, which I have to spit upon because that's a White Sox reference. Even though it's a Sticks reference, and I love Sticks, but White Sox still get that puh. But they beat Rocktober 374 to 326. Charlie Hustle, I love that name, beat first name Sail. I always fuck that guy's name up. I'm really sorry, Sail. 338 to 283. And sexy boy Steven beat Shockwaves 387 to 272. So the top scorer this week is, of course, my great co-host right next to me, Jeff the Huff Huffman. And the bottom feeders are Shockwaves with 272 points. Got to step it up. And your boy Dead on Dave is in 9th place in overall points with 334. But I still have a hell of a team, and I'm excited for the future. How would you analyze this week in fantasy baseball?
Lot of points.
Yeah, because I'm an idiot, and I fucked up the way.
A lot of points, a lot of trades.
Yes, Mamba's trying to make a trade a day, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just going to trade somebody every day and see how that works out.
Yep.
But, it is what it is. I'm starting to. I'm using the same type of strategy as I did in hockey, and it's stupid. I've never done this before. In hockey, I made moves all the time. I made literally almost 200 moves in the hockey season. That's a lot.
And that worked out for you because you won.
I won. I did win the Merlot League. Very true. I beat a whole bunch of hockey guys, and that felt really good.
I didn't figure that out till I was 1-4.
That's right.
I finished fifth though, so
You did very admirable, just outside of the playoffs. But in baseball,
I should have got in, but I got
should have got it. You did get screwed.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll take
it. But in baseball, you can't make this many moves. It's gonna bite you eventually because players get streaky for crazy ass reasons, and guys you dropped early, you're probably not gonna be able to pick them up off of waivers. They're gonna get picked up by another player. So that unfortunately kind of bit me the first week, and just some weird anomalies. While some of my players were playing well, like I don't know, Jorge Soler just was not getting the points that I was hoping he was gonna get this week. But it is what it is.
And maybe, the center fielder for the Florida Marlins shows up late to the fucking ballpark and they decide to scratch him right before the game starts and I can't make a change.
Yeah, Ian Desmond, you can show up anytime you like, bud. Okay? Anytime you want to start playing baseball, just let me know. Okay?
And Anthony Rendon, when you want to come back, I'm okay with that.
That's
so
right.
I'll make room for you.
I'm sure you'll be welcome back with open arms.
Yeah.
But there's your fantasy update for the Dead on Dave Productions League. I think that about wraps it up. You got anything else you want to throw out there before we get out of this mess?
No, I think we got it.
Sweet. Good show, bud.
Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah, you beat the crap out of me. I'm just incredible, and not only in fantasy. I'm just.
Well, it's fantasy speaking. It doesn't matter how many points you score as long as you get the W.
You got to get that W. There's no question. And you know what, kids, on that note, that's exactly how you got to think in life. It's not about how many points you score. It's about getting the win. And with that, for my boy Jeff Huffman, I'm Dead on Dave. This is Dead on Dave Productions, and this was episode 3 of Touch 'Em All. We'll see you next week right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you go check out Jeff Huffman, Grand Slam 87 on YouTube. Great videos, great stuff, and he's a nutritionalist. No, he's not. But
also,
go ahead.
If you want to play MLB The Show with me, you can hit me up on PlayStation as well.
That's also Grand Slam 87.
Yeah, and you can make me cry which I do pretty much every game because every time I get a fucking runner on first base, it's 4-6-3 or 6-4-3 double play.
Hashtag
I
Pwn
probably
Jeff.
I probably hit into at least 3 double plays every game.
Yeah, we're gonna get trending hashtag Pwn Jeff. So there it is. Thank you guys for joining us. Like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you next time right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Peace.